Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and today is the day where I'm doing the Q&A. Um, I want to thank everyone for asking questions. Like I said, the deadline was Tuesday, November 19th, so I'm doing this with my free time, November 20th, Wednesday. Not really feeling 100%, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I said I would. Um, and my stomach isn't really doing the best, so that's why you're not going to see me with Mellow Yellow today. You're going to see me with water. Um, I actually got over 120 comments and then more than a dozen PMs, all with multiple questions. So I know this is going to be a long one. So number one, I'm going to try to do this all in one video and upload at the same time, because it's just way too much work to separate every single person's. I mean, that'd be like over 100 videos, because I have over 100 comments, over 100 set of questions. So for those, you just don't have to watch the video to get the answer to your question. If you see me during the video, like get up and walk around and stuff, it's so that uh, my legs don't fall asleep among other stuff. And if your question didn't get answered, um, either you asked it while I'm doing this or after I get done with this, sometime Wednesday, or Google Plus fucked up. But anyway, some of these I'm probably going to go a little bit quick on the answers, because so I know it's going to probably turn out to be like 4 hours or something, but I want some of these I can get through, I think, pretty quickly. And it's nothing against the question. It's just um, so not to be here all day. But seriously, thank you guys for all the questions. It's very kind of you. But let's get to it. I'm going to start with my PMs first. First is Flasherol, who asks, "Hi Ramborath, how are you? Doing okay. I have a few questions for you. My questions are: 1. Are you looking forward to seeing Expendables 3? No. Because this year with sort of the action stars, I liked The Last Stand, but even before that, I did not like Expendables 2 because it was too jokey, and the action scenes to me were uh, not that great. They were kind of forgettable, especially the Van Damme Stallone fight was disappointingly short. And the jokes, I didn't care for the humor that was going on. I didn't think it was funny. That was a waste of a great cast. Van Damme made a good villain, but he was wasted. He was barely in the fucking movie. Bullet to Head with Stallone sucked. Escape Plan fucking sucked ass. I did a rant on why I thought, because it was a boring, boring film. All these years for Stallone Schwarzenegger, you got a boring ass movie with a boring escape. And Expendables 3, what's to look forward to in Expendables 3? Okay, cool. Wesley Snipes. He should do another film. That's, just stars him. I guarantee you, next film he'll do will be a direct-to-DVD movie. Cool, they got Wesley Snipes. Cool. Mel Gibson's the villain. Sorry, I saw that in Machete Kills, and that fucking sucked. Them saying, "Oh, we want more humor." Yeah, the thing I did not like in the second film. Oh, let's add some fucking guy from Twilight and some other people, or whoever the hell's in the cast, some newer folks. Not Jeff Speedman, not Mark Dacascos, not Michael Dudikoff, not Cynthia Rothrock, not Jeff Wincott. Hell, even Don the Drag Wilson, not Michael J. White. To be honest, Fast and Furious 7 looks miles better. Because you got The Rock, you got Vin Diesel, you got Jason Statham, you got Tony Jaa, and you got Kurt Russell. So Fast and Furious 7 looks a hell lot better than Expendables 3. I guarantee it'll be a better movie. 2, what other movies are you looking forward to seeing in the new year? None. None. I mean, what? Robocock? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turds? Need for Speed? Which I'm sorry, the trailer did nothing for me because it's just the lead guy looks as boring as the guy in Pacific Rim Job. Transformers 4, The Age of Extinction, which sounds like a fucking song from the 70s. Or I'm thinking Age of Aquarius. Sorry, so no, nothing in the new year. Maybe Fast and Furious 7. The Raid 2 does nothing for me. The trailer, the teaser is just a guy pissed at a wall and beating the shit out of the wall. It does fucking nothing for me. Have you met anyone famous? Never. Never met anyone famous. What did you study at high school? You didn't really study stuff at my high school. You just had your typical classes. English, history, things like that. What are you going to do on Christmas? Nothing. Not really be a fan of Christmas anymore. I'm really not. So it's just going to be a typical day. Thanks, by the way, subscribe to my channel. To be honest, I don't really subscribe to people's channels when they ask me. Because I figure you should never have to ask someone to subscribe to your channel. So I'm not subscribing to anyone's channel if they ask me. It's nothing personal or anything. I don't even think I've seen your videos. So, you know, it's if I haven't seen the videos, why would I subscribe? But still, thanks for the questions. Very kind of you. Thank you. Next up is Motherfucker. Least to favorite genre movies. Action, comedy, horror, romance, sci-fi, animation. Least favorite would be romance. Then I'd probably go animation. Then I'd probably go comedy and science fiction. And my two favorites are action and horror. And it's hard to pick which one. If I... Oh, action and horror are my two favorites. It's hard to pick. It's really hard to pick between the two. But I know those are my two favorites. The three most... Let's see. Top 3 most fucked up movies in your opinion. A Serbian film would be number 1. Because you got newborn baby rape. Come on, just countless stuff. That's just the point of the movie. I don't give a what anybody says. Serbian film sucks dick. I've seen it. It sucks dick. Human Centipede, the trilogy. The sew a mouth to an asshole, and then the sew a mouth to an asshole, then the sew a mouth to an asshole. And somehow we have to take 3 movies to do that. Same exact thing. A mouth gets sewn on an asshole. You don't need 3 movies. Third, I'll say gutter balls. Because you have like a kill where a person is killed, I guess like a gay guy, and so the killer takes his pants off, takes his dick, and literally you see it all, slices it this way, and peels it like a hot dog. I'm sorry, I don't want to see that in my slasher films. I don't want to see a dick sliced this way and peeled like a hot dog. The maker of gutter balls should be kicked in the balls. In my opinion. Favorite slasher series? Probably Friday the 13th. Because honestly, all the Friday the 13th I can watch. Even my least favorite, Part 8, I can watch all of those. With ease. I don't know, Friday the 13th just has a certain formula that just makes it fun to watch. So yeah, if they do a Friday the 13th sequel to the remake reboot, I look forward to it. No, not the found footage shit. You don't need that with Friday the 13th. It's stupid. Do you like to watch any sports on TV? No. I barely watch TV at all, let alone sports on TV. The movie you hate the most so far in 2013? That's really tough. There's a lot of movies I hate in 2013. Um, Room 237, but that came out in fucking 2012. Curse of Chucky, Man of Steel, Only God Forgives, Escape Plan. These are a couple of the movies I hated most. Scary Movie 5. Like, honestly, I put them all at number one because I hate them all. You know, Scary Movie 5 I said was the worst, but Man of Steel pisses me off because I know a lot of people like that film. I think it's a disgrace to Superman. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's my opinion. I think it's a disgrace to Superman. Superman is an asshole who gives Skynet a run for its money. I hope Batman beats the shit out of him in the next one. Escape Plan is a waste of space for Schwarzenegger and Stallone. Waste of space. It would be laughed off the screen if it came out in the 90s. Only God Forgives? Well, I don't. I don't forgive that piece of shit. So yeah, there's a lot of movies. I put them all number one. But thanks for the questions. Dylan asks, "Hey Matt, thank you for being very nice to answer my question. Like I said before, you have a talent, my friend. Keep it up. Thank you for the comment on Halloween 3 review." Yeah, no problem. Every time I turn on a computer, I get excited to see your new videos and you inspire me to do a movie review, even though, well, I think you're doing fine. But thank you for the kind words. What do you think about the future of the Nightmare on Elm Street, the Friday the 13th, and the Halloween series? I think there is no future in the Elm Street films. The remakes sucked ass. Robert Englund is very old now. I think Elm Street should just stop. Robert Englund's done. Elm Street should be done. I don't want to see a sequel to the remake. I don't want to see another fucking reboot. Elm Street is done. Okay, they did it. It's done. Halloween films, I do not give a fuck about seeing any more Halloween films. Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2 suck both my butt cheeks. I don't want to see them. I fucking hate them. Rob Zombie's trailer trash shit. Oh, you get another director? I'll give it a watch. But what are they going to do? Are they going to do a sequel to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? Or they're just going to do a reboot again? With another shitty origin? Friday the 13th, I know this toss of a sequel, like I said, I would see it. But not fucking found footage Friday the 13th. And you'd be in the snow or something. But not found footage shit. Are you into the GTA games? Honestly, no. I mean, the latest system I have is PS2. Well, I did like Grand Theft Auto 3. I play a little of Vice City and San Andreas and I liked, but I rarely play video games at all anymore. Just haven't had time to play video games. And any of the new ones, again, the latest one I have is a PS2. What do you think Hollywood should do to get better? Less shaky cam in movies. In fact, get rid of shaky cam because it's a useless feature in movies. Less CGI. Bring back the matte paintings. Bring back the practical effects. Bring back the animatronics. I want to look at a sci-fi movie and have some character with some models or model work, matte painting work. Not just looks like a fucking computer game. I want them to just use animatronics and practical makeup effects and practical blood squibs and no shaky cam. Do that, and I guarantee you it'll at least jump up a notch for me in terms of Hollywood. But thanks for the questions. Next is Asia Extreme Infinity. Huge movie buff like you. You do some awesome reviews and rants. Oh, thank you. Very kind of you. I have some questions for you. One, do you like movies from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s? 20s, I really can't think of any movies from the 20s. 30s, yeah, I mean, I remember not minding the Universal Monster movies. Those are stuff I would love to get one day on DVD. But I know like the collection ones are pretty spendy. I mean, stuff like Frankenstein, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Well, that's later, but like Dracula, Frankenstein, stuff like that. You know, The Boys Call it Bela Lugosi. I remember not minding some of that stuff. I don't have any of it, but I remember seeing on TV long ago, like third class of movies. And also like, Three Stooges, I like Red Skelton, I like, but then you say 40s, I like the Abbott Costello films, which a lot were in the 40s. Abbott Costello movies I enjoy. Three Stooges I enjoy, they were big in the 30s. The 50s, I like the original The Thing from Another World. Not too many in the 50s. In the 60s, same thing, not too many. I mean, the 70s, yeah. I mean, Halloween, Alien, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Assault on Precinct 13, you know, so on and so forth. What are your thoughts and opinions on the new Star Wars trilogy coming soon? I have zero interest. I thought the prequels suck. J.J. Abrams, I'm sorry, I don't care for his new Star Trek stuff. So I don't like Star Wars prequels, and I don't care for J.J. Abrams' fucking Star Trek. And that's what he's gonna do with Star Wars. Okay, you see, remember the new Star Trek movies? Now change Trek to Wars, those are the movies. J.J. Abrams to me hasn't impressed me too much. He really hasn't. I thought Mission Impossible 3 was okay, but I'm sorry, his Star Trek stuff, I don't give a fuck about his TV shows. I don't give a fuck about this new trilogy. Oh, it'll have the old guys are going to be in there probably for 5-10 minutes. And because they're so old, they're not going to be able to do much. The movie's not going to be about them. It's going to be about these new fuckers. I do not care. I'm tired of Star Wars. I really am. You know what they should put that money into? Buying George Lucas off of his fucking high horse. Oh, but they did. No, I mean actually tell him to fuck off, get the original films, and release them on DVD and Blu-ray without any fucking changes. The original versions and the original way they were made, put them out on DVD and Blu-ray. That's what they should spend their money on. I think I would rather have that than the new Star Wars trilogy. My opinion. Do you think too many movies today rely and depend too heavily on CGI? Absolutely. To the point it's ridiculous. We got CGI blood, you can do it practical. We got CGI shit that you do practical. That I saw done on direct-to-video films from PM Entertainment. Shit that doesn't need to be CGI. And I think it's because a lot of times, okay, which do I want? Do I want to be out in the cold and the sweat, blood, and tears, making an effect, having to test to see if it works? Or do I want to sit in a comfy, air-conditioned room with a computer, type a couple things, and there's my effect, and we'll do it afterwards. And afterwards, we can do the lighting, we can do this, we can do that. We don't have to be on location. We don't have to work so hard. Well, movie making isn't fucking easy. I don't think it's supposed to be easy. So yes, I do. Number 4, where do you think Michael Bay Transformers failed at expectations? Two things. One, too much goofy ass humor, like dogs humping or mom getting high and pop brownies and shit. Second, not having the Transformers be the star of their own movies. Pushing them in the background for human characters. And I'm sorry, Megan Fox, I don't want to see Transformer films from Megan Fox. If she stars in a porn, that's another thing. But for Transformer film, I don't give a fuck about her. I don't give a fuck about the girl who had even less talent in part 3. Because I think that girl had less talent than Megan Fox in part 3, and that's saying a lot. Let the Transformers be the star of the movies. God forbid. Not Marky Mark and his Funky Bunch, like in the new one. Number 5, what makes the Tim Burton films better than the Dark Knight trilogy? Well, a lot of people disagree with you on that, but I just like the Tim Burton Batman films because they're just more entertaining to me. That's really what it is. I like them better as entertainment. I like them better as films. I think the Batman films are more entertaining. I think there's more stuff going on. I don't think it's as boring. Michael Keaton doesn't sound like a fucking goofball like Christian Bale does. I even read an article that he was a big reason for that voice. I need to sound like a beast. Yeah, you sound like a beast in heat, Christian Bale. Where is it? I didn't have fun. It sounds ridiculous. Every fucking time he opens his mouth, I laugh. You would do that in real life? Yes, I would. I would laugh in his face. I would say you sound like a fucking idiot. Get rid of that fucking sound. Just talk normal to me. Shit. The Tim Burton Batman films, I just enjoyed Batman more in those films. I enjoyed Michael Keaton more in those films. I enjoyed the music more. I enjoy the Tim Burton worlds more. Because Batman is in a fantasy world called Gotham. Gotham is not real. It should not need to look like, doesn't need to look like Chicago or where the fuck it was trying to be. Because it's not taking place in Chicago. It's taking place in Gotham. That's the thing. I mean, the Tim Burton Batman films were just more entertaining to me. Or they're more fun to me. They're more interesting. Number 6, what would be your favorite anime films? It depends if you count like the CGI as animated, which I know a lot of people do. And if that's the case, then I love WALL-E. That's probably my favorite WALL-E. Really like the Legend of the Guardians, which I didn't think I would. The Owl movie that Zack Snyder did. I like that. Aladdin. This is cheating, but Akira, which I want to get that Blu-ray DVD combo pad that came out recently, but it's a bit too spendy for my taste right now. Heavy Metal, I enjoyed. Fritz the Cat. Beavis and Butthead Do America. I think I mentioned this, but Aladdin. I mean, those would be some that I liked. What movies do you think are... Let's see. Whose movies do you like better, Schwarzenegger's or Stallone's? I'd probably go with Stallone's. Although, really enough, I think if I made a list, I would say there's more Schwarzenegger films I like, but when Stallone hits out of the park, I really enjoy it. I really love it. Like the Rambo films, like Cobra, like Cliffhanger, like Demolition Man, Over the Top, and so on. Did you hear a while back Guillermo del Toro wanted to do a remake of The Haunted Mansion? No, but okay. I don't really know what more you can do with a Haunted Mansion movie. I really don't. Which movie have you seen in theaters that made you want to burn the building to the ground? Escape Plan. You see my video on Escape Plan, you know how pissed I was. And even I think about more, I'm even more pissed. Escape Plan was such a disappointment. Just like Expendables 2 was such a disappointment. So yeah, those would be the ones I'd be burn the building to the ground. Which era made the best movies, 80s or the 90s? That's tough because I enjoy both decades. I'd probably pick the 80s But the 90s, I think, made a lot of good movies too. Jacob's Ladder, the first Ninja Turtles, and the second one, Ninja Turtle films. Cliffhanger, Demolition Man, Hard Target. But then the 80s, you have The Thing, The Blob, Cobra, you know, Commando, Rambo films. So it's hard to pick, but if I had to pick, I guess the 80s. Thanks for the questions. Next one is from Flaws6363. 3 questions for you. Favorite movie starring Michael Keaton? Probably have to be the original Batman. Favorite movie starring Kevin Bacon? Had to be Tremors. Favorite movie adapted from a Stephen King novel? I would say Maximum Overdrive, based on his short story Trucks. I love Maximum Overdrive to death. And then after that be Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. That's one I grew up with and really enjoy. Show's over. Get him a star search. Thanks for the questions, though. I live again 1. You want 10 questions? Here you go. Thank you. Do you feel the recent bad box office for Arnold, Sly, and Bruce's films this past year, do you feel old school action films are now dead? Yeah, and to be honest, it makes sense because most of them were shitty movies. And maybe that's why there's bad box office, because they were shitty movies. The Last Stand I liked, but A Good Day to Die Hard, it was one of those films that the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, this is a big disappointment considering it's the Die Hard franchise. Bullet to Head sucked. Escape Plan sucked. Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, they're not doing any action films. They're going, let alone going to theaters. Neither is Steven Seagal. Expendables 3, I really doubt will do that well at all, to be honest. If the second film made 80, I would not be surprised if it made that much or less in the U.S. And I don't even look forward to that movie. So yeah, old school action films, they're dead. But to be honest, I can't even call those films old school action films. Bullet to the Head, to me, is not an old school action film. Neither is Escape Plan. I'm not even going to call an old school action film. I'm sorry. Old school action films are not that boring. Watch them again. Watch Hard Target again. Watch Die Hard again. Watch Cobra again. Watch Commando again. Those are not as boring as Escape Plan. Lockup is meant to be more of a drama. But you have Schwarzenegger and Stallone. I'm not looking for a fucking prison thriller that doesn't thrill. So yeah, fuck it. Who's your favorite female character in horror? Laurie Strode, Alice from Elm Street, Nancy from Elm Street, or Jenny from Friday the 13th Part 2? That's tough, but I'd probably go with Alice from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, because that was the one I saw the most when I was a kid. I thought it was always cool that she got powers from Freddy's victims, and that scene where she dresses up in front of the mirror and so on and so forth. If you have a favorite rant of yours, which is it? To be honest, I don't really have a favorite rant of mine. I rarely watch my own videos. I just don't watch my own videos, so I don't really have a favorite rant of mine. I don't like watching myself in videos too much, but that's just me. What are your feelings on John Van Damme's most recent crazy stunt he did with the split between the 2 trucks? For those who don't know, check out this commercial. He did a commercial where it shows like the durability of these trucks, and they go backwards, and Van Damme's actually on top. His legs on each of the side mirrors, and in one shot, the trucks keep splitting, and he does the splits as they're doing it. And I thought that was excellent. I thought that commercial by Van Damme is better than anything Seagal's done in like 20 years. 10, 20 years. Yeah, I would say almost 20 years. It's better than anything Seagal's done in those decades. It really is. And I thought it was One of the best things of the year, to be honest. That was really cool. 5. If you were a director for any movie genre, who would you love to work with as a star that you feel would not give you a hard time? That wouldn't give me a hard time. Who would I work with? Um, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Um, me. If I'm directing a film, I'll have a star me, and I won't give myself a hard time. So, um, and my friends. That's really the truth. I wouldn't pick a star. I'd pick my friends. Number 6. If the film The Wraith was remade, how would you prefer the tone of the film? Horror film or action film? Probably more of an action film. I mean, if it's a horror film, I think it'd be too much like The Crow if it's a horror film. So I'd say more of an action film. Who do you still have hope for? Sorry, who do you still have hope that they could make a good horror film again? John Carpenter, George Romero, Wes Craven. George Romero, no. I'm sorry, George Romero. I can't remember the last decent movie he did. Land of the Dead, I thought was okay. Survival of the Dead. Well, Diary of the Dead was awful. Survival of the Dead, I could not believe he directed that. I still can't believe that he thinks that's his second favorite film that he's done. I'm like, you think that's better than Dawn of the Dead? George Romero, you're crazy. I'm sorry. Yes, he said in an interview, his favorite is Day of the Dead, his second favorite is Survival of the Dead. A fucking movie with some of the worst CGI in a zombie movie, and a zombie riding a fucking horse, and then the zombies eating the horse at the end of the fucking movie. That's your second favorite. Not Dawn of the Dead? Sorry, Dawn of the Dead kissed the shit out of it. With its pinky. So if George Romero, that'd be like John Carver saying his second favorite movie is Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Of the movies he did. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. But Carpenter doesn't say that. But no, George Romero, sorry. He's crazy. Wes Craven? No. My Soul to Take took shit. Scream 4, People 0. I can't remember the last decent thing he did. I really can't. I'm sorry, Wes Craven is not cutting it. John Carpenter I have hope for. Yeah, he fucked up with The Ward. But you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Because he had not made a film in what, a decade? You don't get a bit rusty. But he's more liable to smoke weed and play video games. And to be honest, I don't blame him. Because that guy got fucked over by everybody his whole career. I'm going to do the thing. And then it's going to come out and everyone's going to hate my ass and call me a pornographer of violence. And I'm going to get fired from doing Firestarter. And that's what happened. I'm going to do Big Trouble in Little China and then 20th Century Fox is going to fuck me over by not giving it a good release. So the film bombs. So then I'll go back to smaller films like They Live. I don't want to do a film like Ghost of Mars, which I think is a fun movie, and everyone's going to hate it. And it bombs. And gets shit on. Saying it's the worst. I'm sorry, Ghost of Mars is not the worst. You know what the worst is? The Ward is the worst. Memoirs of an Invisible Man is worse. So I don't blame Carpenter. So yeah, I still have hope for Carpenter. Give John Carpenter Dead Space. He likes video games. In fact, I looked it up. He had a handle on, was it Fear 3 video game? He plays video games a lot. Well, holy shit, there's the Fear 3 video game, and there's John Carpenter talking about it. He loves Dead Space. Give him the Dead Space movie! Give John Carpenter a fucking budget. Finally. You don't do Dead Space movie, get John Carpenter. God damn it. That's like, if anyone, hey, even if it fucks up, at least give him a try. Better than waiting for Uwe Boll to take it. Number 8, do you feel Will Smith should stop forcing his talentless son on us? Yes. Because his son has no talent. And Afterbirth proved it. So yeah. Needs to stop it. What films, whether being either action, horror, or comedy, are overrated? Pick one from each genre. Just one? Well, I can't think of the most overrated, but just overrated. Just overrated. Pick just one. Horror. Sinister. I think it's overrated. It is not scary. Scary as fucking Frankenberry. Curse of Chucky. I still see people who praise that movie. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. That film offered not a damn thing. One scene after the end credits. But that film offered nothing. It was a cheap looking film. The doll looked cheap. Or looked like he was a drag queen. The acting was nothing. The dollar was nothing. The kills were nothing. It was not scary. It was not suspenseful. It gave a shitty, useless, stupid backstory. Oh, in the first film, he wanted a woman and a family. That doesn't make any fucking sense. When I see the first 3 films, that makes no sense. Fuck Curse of Chucky. I will never understand any praise that film gets. That film, to me, is as bad as fucking Leprechaun movies. It's like people gave countless praise to Wishmaster 3. I will never understand that. Never. So I would say Curse of Chucky is fucking overrated. Action film that's overrated. Man of Steel. I know a lot. I know there's a lot of people who don't like it, but Man of Steel, Iron Man 3, Dark Knight Rises. It's hard to pick one. Comedies. It's hard to pick like overrated comedies. I don't know, Borat. I think Borat's overrated. I don't think it's a funny movie. And the guy's a jerk off, getting people fired and shit. Sacha Baron Cohen. 10. Could Ryan Gosling recover from Only God Forgives? Yeah, I think he could recover from Only God Forgives. The reason I say that is I've seen people recover from worse. I mean, hell, now I'm trying to think about it. There's a lot of stars who do really shitty movies and then, they can come back. Van Damme has done some horrible shit. I'm trying to think what the worst film he did was. But yeah, he came back with Wake of Death and JCVD. So, yeah, I think Ryan Gosling can come back. He just needs a good script. Needs a better script. But thanks for the questions. Jurassic Godzilla fan has a couple questions. 1, have you seen The Smurfs 2? I have not. 2, have you seen the new trailer to Disney's Maleficent? And what do you think of Angelina Jolie as Maleficent? I haven't seen that trailer. Have you seen Spielberg's War Horse or Lincoln? I haven't seen those. Have you seen Space Jam? I like Space Jam. I remember seeing Space Jam as a kid. So I like Space Jam. Out of these shitty remakes, which one do you think is better? Red Dawn, The Hitcher, Rob Zombie's Halloween? I don't think none of them are better. And just Red Dawn pissed me off the least. Because at least I like Chris Hemsworth in it. And The Hitcher pissed me off the most. Same with Rob Zombie's Halloween. Just made me want to puke. So I guess Red Dawn is better, but that's not... I think they all still suck. Sits, what do you think about the upcoming superhero Guardians of the Galaxy? Don't care. I never read the comic. I'll wait for a trailer. But until then, I do not care. Do not know much about it. Cineram. In your opinion, who have been the best female action stars, if any? Linda Hamilton? Cynthia Rothrock? Gia Carano could, if they give her some decent stuff. I'm not going to say Sigourney Weaver because I love Aliens, but then she fucked up with Alien 3. Who are your all-time favorite male action stars? I'm guessing Jesse Pinkman is one of them. Yeah, he's one of them, but I love Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dolph Lundgren, Olivier Gruner, Mark Dacascos, this is Jeff Speakman. Gotta give credit to Chuck Norris, early Steven Seagal. Those would be some of my favorites. Any favorite directors of action movies? John Woo, Hard Boiled, Hard Target, Broken Arrow. Enjoy those movies. John McTiernan, Predator, Die Hard. I mean, those two alone. Rennie Harlan, Cliffhanger, Long Kiss Goodnight, Die Hard 2. Those are some of my favorite action directors. Also, Steve Wayne, who did The Diver 2, Dark Hero, and Drive with Mark Dacascos. Those are a couple at least. Is there any particular action movie that you think is perfect, not a single change necessary? Probably the original Die Hard. I mean, I love Cobra, but after hearing that it was cut a lot for not get an NC-17 rating, I want to see that version. Same with Hard Target. I love Hard Target, but I actually made the work print. I wish that version would be released officially. But Die Hard, yeah, that would be one I can't think of any really changes. So I would say Die Hard. Thanks, looking forward to your answer. Well, thank you. I thought Automatic was great as well. Not surprised it's your favorite of Gruner's movies. Yeah, Automatic I really enjoy. Nemesis, Automatic, those are my two favorite Olivier Gruner films. I think I did say I thought Automatic was my favorite. I think I did. Nah, I think I did say that. Carl09ification asks, seeing as you're a fan of The Punisher, what's your favorite story arc in the comics? I can't really remember a particular story arc in the comics, to be honest. I've read a couple of the Punisher comics, but I was more of a fan of the movies. Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher, which I'm sorry, just because he doesn't have the skull. The X-Men movies, they don't have their costumes either, but no one gets pissed about that. Wolverine never has his costume. but no one gives a shit, it seems. Like the Wolverine. No one's like, that Wolverine movie sucks because he doesn't have his costume. But oh, Dolph Lundgren's the Punisher, that movie sucks because he doesn't have the skull. Well, he doesn't have his adamantium claws. I was see more people pissed about that, except me and a few folks on YouTube. But yeah, The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren, Thomas Jane's The Punisher. I enjoy those two movies, and I think there was also something called like The Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe or something, which I thought was pretty interesting. Or The Punisher versus the Marvel Universe, or Kills the Marvel Universe. So that was interesting. Two, did you see these trailers, Homefront and Oldboy remake? If so, what are your thoughts? Homefront looked interesting. Jason Statham is the good guy. James Franco is the bad guy. Sylvester Stallone writing it. I hope it'll be a decent time waster. I'm not expecting much because of a lot of movies this year, but hopefully it's at least a decent time waster. Oldboy, the remake, I haven't seen the original Oldboy. And just judging this new one with Josh Brolin, look like shit. He's in this room, and you have this weird picture of like a black guy who's like a bellhop from the 30s on his wall, and just him being in this room for like 30 years, and then getting out, and for some reason Samuel Jackson's in it, tied up and ready to have his throat slit, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Are you a fan of Sonny Chiba? If so, what's your favorite movie of his? I haven't seen a lot of his stuff. I mean, I got this Sonny Chiba Street Fighter collection, which has the four Street Fighters and the Bodyguard. I do remember seeing the original Street Fighter, though, so I guess I would say that's my favorite. But I haven't seen a lot of Sonny Chiba. Of course, his appearance in Kill Bill, I liked. So, I guess I could say I liked him in that Kill Bill, and I liked him in Mortal Kombat with Roddy Piper. And yeah, I remember liking the first Street Fighter. So yeah, I do say I like Sonny Chiba. But thanks for the questions. This is the Cobra Master 15. Just want to take a second to tell you how much I appreciate this channel. I've been watching this channel ever since 2008. From your infamous review of Halloween 5 to the beginning of the Three Crazy Guys, I've seen all. This channel, along with yourself, Mike, and Effie, have brought so much joy into my life over the past 5 years. I just want to thank you for creating such an awesome channel that has always brightened up my day. No matter what mood I was in, that was very kind of you to say, so thank you very much. Be his badass on YouTube. I don't ever want you to stop the badassery. This channel is the epitome of fucking A. Thank you. That's very kind of you. So thank you so much for that. That's definitely why I do this stuff. Because definitely it's not for money. It's for comments like that. So thank you. Get into your questions. Top 3 Gary Daniels movies. Riot would be my favorite. Then Rage. Then probably Recoil. So the 3 R's. Riot, Rage, and Recoil. Top 3 Olivier Gruner films. Automatic. Nemesis. See, there's Mercenary, there's Angel Town. I'm gonna go with Savat. That was one I didn't mind, Savat. I'll go with Savat as number 3. If you could make a film where both Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee team up, they were still alive, how would you make it and who would be the villain? That'd be tough. That'd be tough. I'd probably do it in the 90s. And maybe have Chuck Norris as the... Well, no. No. See if they teamed up. So Bruce Lee and Brandon have to team up. And then who would be the villain? So there's like a buddy team with those two in it, I guess, is your question. Um, sorry, my nose is itching. Teamed up if they were still alive. How would you make it and who would be the villain? I really don't know. To be honest, I would not want a team up with the both of them. I mean, maybe those two in a Expendables movie as part of the group, but yeah, I would not want Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee to just team up together. Maybe Brandon Lee face off against Bruce Lee, who's a villain. That would be interesting. Or put Chuck Norris in there and have Chuck Norris be the good guy and Bruce Lee be the bad guy. Like I think the original idea for Lone Wolf McQuade instead of David Carradine would have been Bruce Lee. But as for them, I would not care to just see them teamed up as like a buddy team or something. But I would do that stuff kind of differently. That's just me though. If you could make wait, can you name some black male characters in horror movies that kick ass and don't die? Ken Foray and Dawn of the Dead. The Kid, the character Fool, and the People Under the Stairs. Let's see. I know Ice Cube and Anaconda. You have Sam Jackson, Snakes on a Plane. You got the guy in Wrong Turn 2. LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea. Tate Daves in House on Haunted Hill remake. Morgan Freeman in Seven. Buster Rhymes, Trick or Treat, motherfucker. So that's a couple black guys who don't die in the movie. What are some of the best uses of a chainsaw in horror movies in your opinion? If a chainsaw, probably be Evil Dead 2, when he puts it on his hand and cuts the Deadite's head off. That's why I kind of wish he'd use that chainsaw more in the movies. Probably see where he cuts the Deadite's head off at the beginning of Army of Darkness. Deep Space, where Charles Napier, Murdoch from Rambo 2, cuts alien's head off with a chainsaw. Alien that looks like a xenomorph. So imagine like a xenomorph with spikes getting his head cut off by Charles Napier. That's Deep Space. That's why I love that movie. So to me, that was the most badass use of a chainsaw I've seen. Um, Top 5 Mark Dacascos movies. I'm not sure if I can name 5. I know my favorite's Drive. I'm not sure if I can think of 5 movies with Mark Dacascos in it. They're actually good. I like Mark Dacascos, but he doesn't really have the best track record for movies. He really doesn't. I mean, Drive would be number 1. And then to be honest, I'll put Ion Mameja as number 2. Because hell, there's a scene where he fucks up zombies with nunchucks. I can deal with that. Number 3, DNA. Number 4, Crying Freeman. And number 5, I'll put Cradle to the Grave because I don't mind that film too much. Cradle to the Grave. John Van Damme or Dolph Lundgren? That's tough, but I'll probably pick Van Damme. I love Dolph Lundgren, but I just grew up with Van Damme. Like that's Hard Target, Time Cop, Bloodsport. Those are the films especially Hard Target, really love. What are some of your favorite martial arts movies with an underground fight club? Um, can't think of the movies with underground fight club. I really can't think of it. Underground fight club. Um, I should have to look up to see like a list of these movies. Underground Fight Club. Would Bloodsport count? I don't think that counts. Um, I really can't think of Best of the Best 2, Blood and Bone, Michael Jai White. Those would be two. Best of the Best 2, Bloodsport. I guess could kind of count. Bloodsport. So yeah, that's Bloodsport, Best of the Best 2, Blood and Bone with Michael Jai White. Those would be three of them. I'm sure there's more that people meant. In a way, I guess Enter the Dragon. In a way, I mean, same with Mortal Kombat. In a way, Kickboxer. In a way, Lionheart. In a way. I'm not sure if any of those will actually fit that. Top 7 Chuck Norris films. 7 Chuck Norris villains. Top 7 Chuck Norris villains. Chuck Norris villains. I can't remember the villains' names. I really can't. I can't remember the names of the villains. I don't know what would be the best, but I know the villain in Missing Action 2, I think Sun Teko. Richard Lynch would be in there with Invasion USA. The character Kirby and Silent Rage. Who else would be on there? The villain in Hellbound, I'll put on there. Let's put David Carradine from Lone Wolf McQuade. Let's put Robert Forster from Delta Force. And Sonny Landham from Firewalker. Can you name some of your favorite Die Hard on a Blank movies? Let's see. I know some people called Speed Die Hard on a Bus. Not sure how that works, but if that's the case, Speed. Cliffhanger, which people say Die Hard on a Mountain. So Cliffhanger would be. Under Siege, Die Hard on a Battleship. Under Siege 2, Die Hard on a Train. Sudden Death with Van Damme, Die Hard in a Hockey Rink. Well, they tried to do Die Hard in Space with Walkout, but that movie sucked ass. But those would be a couple. There'd be a couple. But thank you for the questions as well as the very kind comments. It was very kind of you, so thank you. Chris Corbett asks, do you ever get recognized by people on the street or at work? Never. Never, never. Do you like the band Sisters of Mercy? Haven't heard of the band. How come you don't upload your videos in full screen like you did with Assassination Games? To be honest, I didn't realize it. And To be honest, I don't know how I did that because it's here on standard. So I don't know how I did on full screen or sat. So really, honestly, it's just I don't know how. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't even on purpose. So that's why. What happened to your review falling down? If it's not up, more than likely it was some type of copyright claim. Whether it be something in my intro or something, if something were copyright claim, that's the only reason the review will be gone. Have you ever had experience with DVD rot? Haven't had that, at least not yet. I'm sure it's like DVD. I haven't had it yet. Hopefully not anytime soon. What do you think about the TV series Simon Simon? I've heard of the show, but haven't seen it. Do you have any advice for someone thinking about doing movie or TV show reviews on YouTube? Have fun. Have fun. Make it your own, and just have fun. Be fun. Be energetic or entertaining or loose or just have fun with it. Just talk naturally instead of being on like you have a script with cue cards. I know for me personally, I'm not really a big fan when people do it. Well, I don't know. I don't think there's really, honestly, a right or wrong way of doing the video. It's just however makes you comfortable. That's really the best way. However makes you comfortable and you having fun. And great, it's fucking raining. Uh, but yeah, however it makes you comfortable. What's your opinion on bilingual DVD covers? Here in Canada, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I don't know why bilingual. Like sometimes you get a cover that says in English and it says in like in Spanish or something. I don't know why. Um, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of it. I figure if you're in the U.S. or Canada, it should just be English. I don't really know why, but what do I know? Thanks for answering my questions, Chris, aka Steve of the Scorpion 78. Well, thank you for your questions. Jurassic Godzilla fan had a few more questions. 7. Have you seen the classic Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yeah, actually I've done a review of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's still up. And I do enjoy that film a lot. Which of these three pairs that two actors were great together in films, which one would you choose to be the best pair? Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward in Tremors, Stallone, Kurt Russell in Tango and Cash, Mel Gibson, Dan Glover in Lethal Weapon. That's tough, but I'd probably have to go with Stallone, Kurt Russell, and Tango and Cash because I love Tremors, but I love Tango and Cash. I'd probably say my favorite buddy cop film. That's one of those films I wish they had done a sequel to, Tango and Cash 2. I wish they had gotten a franchise like Lethal Weapon had. Which film is your favorite from director Tony Scott? It'd probably be The Last Boy Scout, which I know apparently there are a lot of problems with that behind the scenes, but I love with Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. I love The Last Boy Scout. I also really love Beverly Hills Cop 2. So those two are very close together. Last Boy Scout, Beverly Hills Cop 2. I'm a huge fan of Godzilla. I'm totally excited for the new reboot. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how good do you think the new Godzilla 2014 reboot will be? Who says it's going to be good? I will seriously, I don't know if he'll be good. It might be like Pacific Rim Job and suck ass. That's another film I think is overrated for action. I could put that in action films overrated. I'll give it. So how good do you think it'll be? Let's 4. Let's say 4. Just who knows? I'm very cautious. Thanks for answering my questions, Matt. Oh, thank you for asking them. Ray Samful. Hey, Matt, just want to thank you for all the videos you do, post here on YouTube, as they're incredibly entertaining, worth the watch. Oh, thank you. My Q&A questions are, What are your thoughts on the Star Wars original prequel trilogies? The original films I like. I wish the original versions would be released without being fucked with on DVD, without having to be a fucking bonus disc to get the special editions. And the prequels, I think, suck. Phantom Menace, Attack of the Shits, clones, clones, and Revenge of the Shit. I didn't care for any of those prequel movies. I really didn't. Was not for me. What are your thoughts on Captain America Winter Soldier trailer? Not bad. I did not mind the trailer for that. What are your thoughts on Darren Aronofsky's movies? I don't mind. Did he do Requiem for a Dream? If he did, I don't mind that one. The others, I'm not really a fan of Pi. I'm not really a fan of The Fountain. So, I'm not really a big Aronofsky fan. What do you think is the best film of 2013 so far? For me, it's Gravity. Gravity is one of those films I can go fanboy on, and if someone doesn't like it, I'll go, why? But seriously, I love Gravity. Really do. Are you a fan of talk shows like Letterman, Ellen DeGeneres, etc.? Honestly, I don't watch talk shows. I rarely even watch TV anymore. But I remember seeing stuff of Conan O'Brien and Ellen, and I don't mind those two.